DJ Delz, you know I love you.
I think wrestling must be pretty difficult, right? Wrestling, like getting used to that at first, not having a crowd in there. Because I mean, I'm friends with a good amount of wrestlers, and it seems like you guys really love that energy that the crowd gives you when you guys are performing. And plus, you're able to figure out what you want to do in the ring when you hear the crowd, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing is, I think it's a generational thing. Like for older dudes, like which is weird to say this, but like myself, like I'm more of, I guess you could say, like kind of a classically trained wrestler. So when I was coming up, and this is, you know, the late 90s when I was coming up, that's how I was taught to wrestle. Like I don't take a lot into the ring with me, and it's kind of like calling the 2-minute offense if you're like Tom Brady, like running a no huddle. Because I just, and in this case, in this analogy, the crowd would be the defense. So I kind of read the defense and I kind of go off of them. And so that's how a lot of older performers are. But newer performers are more scripted in nature, and they have a more steady playbook. So like for a lot of the younger guys, I don't think that they feel any difference. But for the older dudes, I'm like, this is how I used to make my play calls. So some nights it feels like a night off because I could kind of go on autopilot and like, since there's no crowd, I don't know what the fans at home think. So like it's like no harm, no foul, I guess. But usually I'm used to having my finger on the pulse of something, and I don't have that now. So it's weird.
You can't call something on the fly, hearing the crowd going crazy or nothing like
that.
Yeah,
it's a lot of it.
You gotta wing it, and hopefully, hopefully also the camera work is key too. So I think especially now during these times.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Like I actually use this example like with some of my friends. Like one of my favorite matches I've ever done was with Jeff Hardy in Impact. We had a singles match on Impact. It was a live Impact. It was great. It was the first time being in the ring with Jeff. He's a legend. He's one of my heroes. And I remember it being one of the easiest matches I've ever had, simply because I was constantly getting feedback from the audience. And so it was so easy for me to like call these plays, because I'm like, dude, this guy is so good, it's automatic. Anything I do with him works. Like, but now if I could have that same match with him right now, and I would be like, I don't know what's working, because nobody's I just have to hopefully keep him safe. Like that's my best bet, is just make sure we get through it. But yeah, I mean, it plays a big role, man. It does. It plays a huge role.
Impact has been really good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think it's one of the more it might be the most consistent product and roster right now as far as the show. And when I left WWE, you know, last year, the beginning of last year, and kind of deciding where I wanted to go, like obviously New Japan, I mean, that's always gonna be home to me. They gave me my first start, but like Impact, like I could kind of see on the horizon, like they had built a great roster. They were talented from top to bottom. Everybody on the roster can either main event or open the show. So I love the balance there. Like and we're all like, you know, we're all in the same room, so there's no hierarchy, and I like that too. All those things are very rare. You never see that, you know, in most places. And so I've seen that like they've had such consistency, and over the last year, I'm not surprised at all at how well they've started to put it together. Like I was very pleasantly surprised with like kind of getting in at the time I did and watching how they started putting it together. I feel so comfortable there. I love it.
Like, do I smell a next division title or match coming?
Maybe. I know that that's something that they I think that's something that they really wanted to kind of position me for, and like that, and like kind of the world title scene and things like that. But I really personally I went there selfishly because I wanted to work with Fala and do something more for like my community, you know, like for like Asian Americans and Filipino Americans and stuff like that. I know that they really were like, okay, this is fun, but we'd like you to do some of this stuff too. But so we'll see. I mean, I think I'm at a unique point in my career where I'm not too terribly old, but I'm versatile enough to do a little bit of everything. So hopefully I'll play all the positions they need, and we'll see what comes out of it. But yeah.
Follow Bob's a pisser, man. I met him a bunch of times. Follow Bob's a funny guy.
Oh yeah, dude, he's so great, man. He's
a,
definitely
he's a Jersey boy.
He is the heart and soul of our team for sure. For sure, he's the personality.
He is. I've met him and interviewed him a couple of times, and he's just a blast to be around. Funny guy. You guys must have a blast.
Dude, he's great. If like I don't know, if I'm the hitman, he's my anvil. Like he's so colorful. He's such a great personality. I love him. Like,
yeah.
All right, you had a question, Susan?
No, I was gonna say about the as far as Impact goes, because I kind of fell way out of the loop on them. But after seeing all the talk about Slammiversary going into that, I did watch that, and definitely got me into wanting to see more of them. Because, like you were saying, from start to finish, everybody that was on the card was just solid. You know what I mean? Even the people that I hadn't, where I didn't know their names or anything, they were still able to pull you in. Which, again, in times like this, when there's no crowd and all that, can be a little hard, even for the people that I'm already invested in watching their matches. It's just hard to get you on that next level, really wondering what's going to happen next.
No,
did anyone watch Talking Shop?
Yeah, I did. I interviewed Gallows and Anderson. Cheap plug. Check it out at youtube.com/the Delz Show. I interviewed them before the show went live, and They told me it was gonna be like Hot Shots, the old the old movie Hot Shots.
Yeah.
It's basically but with wrestling, and it was exactly what it was. It
Robin
was
Hood
so
Men in
fun.
Tights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous and hilarious. I thought it was. Did you guys see it, anyone?
I wanted to watch it, but I had a sneaker battle thing going on last night, so I'm gonna have to catch that.
Okay.
Probably
I saw your IG, Delz, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna catch that after I'm done grocery shopping, and I still haven't been able to.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it. I definitely thought it was funny. And they name it the worst pay-per-view ever, which is appropriate, but in a good way. It's just complete just ridiculousness, the whole entire thing, man.
Everything
I think it was like 5 minutes into the show, Gallows tweeted, "This is worse than I thought."
Yeah. I mean, it was so bad, but it was so funny at the same time. Those guys are hilarious, those two. And they had a bunch of guests. I won't say who was there just so I don't spoil it for anyone else that may want to watch it.
Did you see Jericho promoting it?
Yeah, Jericho promoted it. Randy Orton did too. I mean, they're very liked around the industry. From everyone I know in the industry, everyone loves those guys. So
Yeah.
Just like TJP. Everyone loves TJP. They do.
Hey, TJP's a real one, man.
I try to be, I'd like to wear everything on my sleeve, I guess,
Man, you got no more room on those arms anymore, brother.
Yeah, I gotta fill in a little bit here, but I don't got a lot of space. I'm gonna do like Juice Robinson. He's my buddy in New Japan, and because he did calf sleeves, and I'm gonna do that next, maybe. Yeah,
it'll look good with the sneakers,
Yeah, it's like having permanent socks,
That's right.
I gotta do a Filipino style knee-high socks.
What was Juice's name in WWE again?
Oh man, it was
CJ Parker.
CJ Parker, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I remember seeing him at Access one weekend. He was in a tag match with Baron Corbin. I was like, man, this guy's pretty all right. And the next week he was gone. I was like, oh, okay, well. But it ended up working out for him because it seemed like it was by choice, and he just blew up after that.
Yeah, he's got such great personality to him. He's so great, man. He really lights up a room. It's especially being just in the locker room with him, going on tour with him and stuff. He's like my locker room tag team partner. I love being around this dude. And then we had a show on one of the USA tours for New Japan, and we finally got to tag in San Jose. And I could not stop laughing the entire match. He's just such a blast to be around.
Yeah, he did seem really cool.
Yeah. He's
just like as a person.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's great, man. He's a blast.
I hope you guys enjoyed this clip right here. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, turn all notifications on. Shout out to TJP. Make sure to watch the entire interview. It's over an hour long with me, HTX, and the gang. I'll put a pop-up somewhere on the screen. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we out.